Welcome to Deep Thought. Being stubborn in your false beliefs. You know what? Because I've been talking about beliefs. Most of us go through life with some false belief. Probably several. I haven't seen any exceptions. I'm including myself in there. There's false beliefs I'm still dealing with. And, of course, it's one of those subjects that I talk about all the time. But if you really look at everything, everybody has them. Like, we develop them, from the time we're born. And those false beliefs they can be about who we are, our impact on the opposite sex, our impact on people, our own level of intellect, how other people are. I mean, there's so many little ones. Like a false belief, like a lot of people, like very common for people is that other people don't find them attractive. And of course, they probably ran into somebody who helped reinforce that belief, but they don't really know because it could be a situation where they're not in a position to meet a person who finds them attractive or, or whatever the case, they haven't encountered every single person in the world. So all they know is maybe 2 or 3 people didn't find them attractive. But see, sometimes depending on when it happened, where it happened, who it came from, that develops into a false belief. Like another common one too is when a man will automatically feel like a beautiful woman will reject me. I've used that before, and that's a very key one because it's a very common one. And the belief might be based on the action of maybe 1 or 2 women. For somebody who's remedial, like 55 women. But whatever the case, there's always that one person who's probably like, nah, you all right with me. But some people will stick in it. Now, I use that extreme example, but when I say being stubborn in false beliefs, it means people will hold on to it despite the contrary people offering it to them. People offering them alternative, people really showing them what's really happening. And like I said, I'm not exempt from that. I'm not some guru on the hill that figured everything out. I'm just further along than everybody. I'm just ahead of the curve, but I'm still going through my own stuff. And one of the things is a person has to be prepared to have those beliefs shattered. And it's dangerous, though. It's not an easy thing. It's not. Let's not pretend that it's an easy thing, like somebody can just go through it. I mean, you could actually kill somebody by shattering their belief system. Now, I've seen that. I've seen people fall, faint, have some emotional disturbance, all based on just the reality of finding out what they believe isn't true. Here's another one, because a lot of people can actually, I'm gonna tell you what, relationships are good because most people will find out about themselves and evolve through relationships. They will evolve through relationships. So, it's like the woman who feels like, oh, there's a shortage of guys on my level. You get some woman, she got some education, she got some money, and she'll say, oh, there's a shortage of guys. But that's a false belief. She's either ignoring the ones who might be there or has something else going on that she's not addressing. Because I've actually done that with some women. I say, well, why don't you go check them out here? And then they're like, oh, wait, there's an abundance. There's an abundance of women or men who meet her criteria, regardless of what we think of her criteria. It's like, well, they educated, they like this, and they making this much money. But then you can still present that to some people, and they still stubborn in their beliefs. They still stubborn. You can have some evidence. You can have it notarized. It could be some study. It could be a Supreme Court case. Shoot, it could be a visual. You show them the video. This is what it is, and they still stubborn, and people still resisting. Now, here's how you fight that. Here is how you fight that. And it's a very simple way of fighting it. You have to be the type of person who is willing to embrace reality. And what I mean reality, of course, reality is subjective. But here's an example, another relationship example. And then I'm going to do a podcast tomorrow on relationships and evolution. Say you that man, you feel like, beautiful women who look a certain way will reject you because of a bad experience when you were young. But yet, if you, by embracing reality, embracing truth to the point where you're not stubborn in your false beliefs, you'll find out, wait, that's not the case though. That was that one woman. The reality, at least for you, is that attractive women like you. For the woman who think there's a shortage of men, the reality is there's plenty of men who meet her criteria. But the key to it is you have to embrace the reality. You can't be stubborn in it. I'm going to tell you what, and this is something with me. I'm not, like, a lot of people get me wrong, and they'll feel like, I've had some people, well, you come across as cocky, arrogant, but I like for people to tell me new stuff. I like for people, if I have a belief about something, there's some things that I've seen to be true over the years, but I'm still looking for the exception, and that's a false belief too, that maybe there's some exception to this. And I ain't going to get into what it is, but there's something very specific. And I've been looking for exceptions for probably nearly 25 years now. Well, 30 years. And I'm like, you know what? I can't get around this thing. And it's not something, it's really more for other people than for me. But facing the reality, I was like, it's not there. And it's tough. It's tough because one of the things about facing reality, you might have to face you're not all that to the opposite sex. You might have to face you're not as smart as you think you are. You might have to face that the reason that you're failing in life isn't that other ethnic group or racial group or gender. It might be you. That's the toughest thing. Because the thing with the false beliefs, it becomes a part of your ego. And your ego is there actually to keep your mental health up. People need to feel good about themselves. So it's like they ain't going to do anything against their ego. And that's tough. The person get a heart attack. Shoot, they can fall dead. They shattered that ego. But sometimes people need that to happen. And it's tough. And the only way you can handle it when it does happen is be the type that always looks for truth. Always looks for the truth and be prepared to see what you want to see. Now, it ain't to say you want to be up there, your chest out, and, once you get that truth, you can just sit back and chill. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, it's going to be like you might have to sit down for a second. You might have to sit down. You might have to breathe, take some time off, something like that. And that's very important. Before you even get there, you got to say, you know what? I'm going to face the truth of what's going on. Face the truth of what's happening. Have that moment of clarity. Embrace it. Because that's usually, and when people usually do that, that's usually if they're going through some trouble. Like if they have some addiction, when they really face that they have that addiction, that's when they can start changing themselves. They can start doing some stuff to take things to a new level. Very important. Very, very important. So, you want to embrace the reality. Don't be stubborn and don't be stuck in something. Especially, see, you know what? The main thing, problem with people being stuck in something is they're not going anyplace. It's understandable if they stay stuck in something if it actually serves them monetarily or, gets them mates and got them money. Shoot, you'd be hard-pressed to tell them then. It's a waste of time. Even though there can be some issues there. But if you just know your life jacked up, you got to look at your belief system. You got to. So anyway, that's all I have for today. As always, think on this. Peace and blessings.